the girls from Mali graced the event, and it was amazing. Being the first event, it happened beyond my expectation, and I was really happy. We did not make money out of it, and I must say I got 800,000 as my payment from Mr. Jeff Stuma, and this 800,000 shillings was supposed to also pay the other people that I had booked as me. On my end, I had also booked some people. I had a DJ coming in, I had DJs coming in, and I had MCs, I had artists. And I must tell you that I did not pay them, because we had a DJ that came, and what we had agreed literally took more than a half of what I was paid. And I had to hire an outfit for myself. I had to do makeup, I had to get shoes, I had to get my nails done to look good for the event. And the 800,000 had to cover all those expenses. I'm not saying that he stole. I don't want to accuse anyone. He played his part, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm really grateful that they woke up every single day to make sure that the event happens amidst the problems we were facing, all the challenges. I do not want to disrespect anyone, because they played their part, and that is how Girls Rising is here today. Well, fast forward, my manager, by then I did not know him. He even bought a table. I had just known, someone had told me about him, but I really didn't know who he was. We had never met, and someone shared a screenshot of him telling him that they should get a table at Asta's event. He wanted to support, because somehow I had also reached out to him, and although we were not interacting, I was not always onto him, but somehow he got to buy a table and he came through to the event. He supported us, and after the event, he sends me a message in December, and he asked me, I would really love to help push your talent, because I've seen you on the streets. How can I help you? Now, all of you who attended the Girls Rising last year witnessed a very bad performance from me, because I did not have quality time to rehearse with the band, but also the band did not give me the kind of delivery I expected from them, because we had performed with them on several events prior to Girls Rising. So I was unhappy, and at the end of the day, one thing I was sure was either I would get a loan off my salary, or I would do everything it takes for me to buy my own band. So I told Mr. M. Nkunda I would love to have band. I would love to have machines for live band. He told me, okay, I'm going to think about it and I'm going to get back to you. A few weeks later, we become friends, of course, because I mean, when someone shows you that he really supports what you're doing, you would not keep them as a stranger. You would love to know about him. So we keep interacting here and there, sharing experiences, and him advising me. And before I realize, he tells me I've really given it a thought, and I've been in football, I've pushed my brothers, but I'm also passionate about music. I could have the two on board. I would love to, maybe we could start a record label. And of course, everything could come handy with the record label, meaning there would be a studio. So, of course, I loved that. I had never been in management. I had never shot a video. For those of you who know me, my first videos were shot by someone called Mr. Nume Muhammad. Most of you know him as Don Medi. I'm so grateful for that. I don't take that for granted. He shot my first two videos that played on NTV in 2016. And since then, I'd never shot a video. So when Mr. Nkunda tells me about getting me onto a record label, I was very excited before any other thing. And on the day I signed my papers with him, or the contract, one thing he kept telling me was, are you sure you want to sign this? I told him I want to sign this. He told me, please go through it, or you can invite a lawyer friend to go through it with you. I told him I don't want. He asked me why. I told him it is on rare occasions that artists get signed here with someone that is as passionate as you are, and someone that is as consistent as you are. And from the time I got into management in MT Records in April 2024, there has been unmatched consistency, dedication, and I do not know, selflessness from my manager amidst the criticism and the negative energy. So fast forward, I invite the people that I worked with at Girls Rising, and I tell him, actually they had reached out to him But of course, I had also recommended them somewhere during one of our conversations. And he told me, yeah, the people you told me about are also really interested in working with us. That is how we sign people, and that is how you people get to see the pictures of us having the people that are not unfortunately part of us today. My intention was not to scrap anyone off Girls Rising, much as I made the first move to talk to them about Girls Rising, the event. I wanted to work with them because I do not take that for granted. So they came on board as a marketing team because they have expertise knowledge about marketing artists. We all know Mr. Jeff Stuma had a record label, Alibaba Navasha, and he had done a tremendous job for the artists he had. We would all love that. I'm sure all artists would love to have such a manager like Mr. Stuma at that time. So us having him on board as one of our major marketeers was nothing but a pleasure. We all anticipated that this was going to end in hits and us becoming stars and us representing the region worldwide. So they come on board and we start working together. I have a manager that is very outspoken, and if he thinks about something, he will tell you. Even when he sees you and you're not smart, he'll tell you, but you know what, today, you're not looking good. Maybe you can do better next time. So from his being outspoken, he interacts with someone called Musosi Ibra, being one of the people on the record label, taking care of our media. He tells him, I intend to organize Girls Rising ahead of time. We need to make plans because December is not far, and this is around May. So before that, he had asked me to give him basic information about Girls Rising. He was interested in knowing whether it was my idea or another person's idea. He was interested in knowing who did what, how, when, why, and which way they did it. So I gave him the basic information and I told him this was my idea. And I believe that by law, unless otherwise, I am the sole, I must say, I'm the CEO, let's say, of Girls Rising. Because I'm the vision bearer, I made the first move to engage all these people to come together so that we could have the event happen. So when Mr. Ibra or Mr. Musosi had my manager telling him that the record label was interested in taking on the organization of the event Girls Rising, he talked to Mr. Stuma. This should have been a rumor, but of course the rumor got into our ears, and I'm here to say nothing but the truth. So when Ibra tells Mr. Stuma about the event, Mr. Stuma summons me for a meeting. He sent me a long message and he tells me, I would love to meet you. So I moved to Club El Tangier. I remember it was a Monday. At around 11 a.m., I meet Mr. Stuma and he tells me about his intentions of us organizing Girls Rising, but of course with my management excluded. Now I am an artist who is under a record label. Which record label you are part of? And as an artist, I bequeath all my responsibilities, and as an artist, everything that I did last year, I handed it over to my manager. Now, I believe that there was no way my management would be excluded from an event that I say is mine, or that I know is rightfully mine. So I tell Mr. Stuma, in the long run, I do not really look at excluding anyone from the event. But there is no way my manager or my management will be out of this event. However, we had agreements that I still intend to honor because we had worked before my management came into the picture. But now that the management is there, my management will speak on my behalf because there are things I don't even understand. If you tell me that there was some money that was made last year and there were losses, I'm not an accountant to understand that. For crying out loud, I'm a teacher of literature and English. I don't understand mathematics well. The only mathematics I know is counting money. The rest I don't know. So, about the losses and profits that were made at Girls Rising, I also got a meager salary, money that was meant to pay over 20 people, and I got 800,000 shillings. That was also meant to cater for my outfits and every other responsibility. But I did not complain because in our meetings, we did not have anything like we are making money at the moment. Fast forward, where the contradiction starts from, we are organizing for Girls Rising, and my management is in the picture, and they had asked me that they wanted the event to go on without my management. So I thought as a person, and the kind of engagement I had with my former event organizer, Mr. Stuma, was not really interesting. As a person that is learned, I started reading between the lines and understood where this could end. We went ahead and reserved the name Girls Rising with Asta 95 with the Uganda Registration Service Bureau. Before I know about it, I received another long message telling me about how the lawyer had informed Mr. Struma that the organization was registered. If I'm to read between the lines, these gentlemen collected themselves without also my notice and went and registered the event. When they reached there, they were disappointed. They decided to turn the disappointment to me. Now, being a woman, I do not want to cheat or be unfair. We had a meeting and then I told them, we started this together and I promise you that we are going to end this together. But when we have an organization like Girls Rising that does not intend to make any profits, this is not registered by shares. There is nothing like shareholder. It is CEO and then other members on the team. Now, if we are talking about the event, of course, we still intend to work together. And we have what they call a memorandum of understanding that could bind us. This is very legal. If we have lawyers in the house, the gentlemen refused the memorandum. They say they want to be directors. Would you make someone to be a director after them going behind your back to register an organization? For crying out loud, I'm 1 against 3. So we did not agree. We went back to emails. We'll share the emails, I believe, after this press conference. They kept intending they want to become directors, and I kept insisting that being the first person, I reached out to them and I collected them to talk about this event. So I remained the CEO and I stood my ground. So this was buying a lot of our time because we intended to start pushing Girls Rising ahead of time. Like, you know, we intend to do skilling in communities and very many other things. So this kept taking a lot of our time. We kept doing conversations for about 2 weeks. And they were not fruitful. We decided, now my management decided to out the artwork we intended to have so that we can keep interacting and maybe we can come to an understanding that let's agree to work under a memorandum of understanding. Because when you have a memorandum, you're legally binded and you have a say as well. So when our artwork comes out, the gentleman quarreled that why was the event shifted from Elgon Museum to Thatch when the date was very free. The Elgon Museum did not have an event happening on that day. They have a free venue in simple terms. The day was not booked. And why are they taking this show they are part of to Thatch Gardens? My management had reasons why we were taking the event to Thatch Gardens. We all know that sometimes when it rains, the place becomes a bit disgusting for people to go there. That is why we shifted it there. No other reason. Before I realized, our friends from the creative market were not happy with this. And that is as far as I know about Girls Rising. Now, Girls Rising is an event that we created or started with an intention to amplify voices, to give a platform, but also engage the young people in a growing world. When I say girls, I am a teacher of literature, and in my kind of understand it as a figurative kind of language. That when you are a mother, you give birth to both girls and boys. And we all know that the mothers love their male children more than the female. Now, for us as mothers, we advocate for what they call inclusivity. Because if we only empower the girls, how will the men handle empowered women? We all know empowered women, sometimes we get very unruly. So we need empowered men as well. So Girls Rising is here to amplify voices, take us through skilling, because I realize that most of us graduate from school and we are looking out for white collar jobs which are not there. So people that are actually doing skills are earning more than us and are occupied compared to us. So this is what we intended to do in society, create impact, a positive impact on the life of young people. Being an artist, I've seen people that are talented in not only music but other spheres of life. When we say rising, it is of course helping someone grow positively. And that is all I know about Girls Rising. You've seen us in schools. We have been doing career guidance and counseling, taking children through menstrual hygiene and reproductive health, financial literacy, amongst others. And also the people that are not in school, we are taking them through skilling. I've been sharing on my social platforms, bana bakaananga bali kukola zibaga, bali kukola zingaato. Mumikono jawe. In 2-3 weeks, we have been able to achieve that. At mu imagining, if girls rising exists for more than just 1 year, how much can we achieve? I believe kunyakwada bala kubitu bigali nala. So, from me to you, I do not have any other thing to say, but let us support the cause. This is here for a cause. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with putting any other person down. But this event is here to promote inclusivity. And if girls are going to raise, kakulikuza kulekerera bana bamasaba basinde. Kusigala aswatu kwefe ko ni rising. And we have to rise with you. Because the producer befe mu studio bosi basinde. Mupaye producer mudwe no mukana. Paye producer mu Canada. Atumuta akolera tena mwenye mara otandike kumwiseye asi. That is impossible. Chimanisa chuba walumire mukono gukudisa. So kulikuza kukulanga kukula fesizana in every sphere. And we are very open to learning, very open to adjustment and every other thing. Now, to this year's event, we have not done every other activity that we intended to do. We have only done a few. But of course, this is going to run throughout the time we shall be in existence, as long as God keeps us alive and healthy. We shall be doing these activities every year, not only seasonally, but every year. There is only one other thing that I want to talk about, and that is the talents in Mbale, because I have nothing. My business is in the eastern part of Uganda at Ebujisu as a whole. That is why I have not left my brothers out. Papalova, Shanjo, Nofia, Rexy, Inspector Jill, and the girls, of course, Imike, Susan Wetete, and others. We are going to rise as a whole. I do not want artists politicizing this. From the bottom of our heart, if there is anyone musically existing in this industry, we want to rise with them. And we want to wish everyone nothing but the very best. Because custom masarenyo karudwe naza kumbale sesaji kuba. Yes, ndikuga na mupe, ibendere jiwambe. Next year, ngakwama kukuba Thatch Gardens. Come in numbers so that we can announce our next date for Mbaleses next year. Because there is power in unity. There is power in working together, and there is power in believing in each other. I just want to say one last thing. I don't know whether I've forgotten. I will be reminded. But I want to appreciate from the bottom of my heart. You see, it has rained, and I'm an artist. I want to thank Mr. Moses Tumuhechi Nkunda. He's one of a kind. He's the first person in the history of Uganda to manage an artist from Mbale. We are going to make it. There's been a lot of propaganda about him, but I do not really care. One thing I know is that there are good people in this world, and he's one of them. That is why there are all artists in Mbale on that poster. And I'm promising you that no one was convinced. People have decided to work with us because we are here annually. We've supported them. We've been there with them. We are pushing the cause. This management is not about Asta 95. My manager keeps saying, Zendi manager wabu yomu. And sometimes I keep telling him, don't overtrust us. Tugenda kukuboru seke. Tugenda kukuboru seke pako chijemu difference. But he says, no, we are all young people. And I know that if I light your candle, tomorrow if mine blows out, you are going to help me light mine. So I want to thank you, sir, from the bottom of my heart. That thank you for lighting my candle. Thank you for shining my light. I was an artist that was very heartbroken. And for some reason, I had lost hope. And I must say that today, I promise you guys nothing but fire, because I have all the fire. I promise you that we have a lot of music coming, and I'm a very talented artist. No one needs to tell me that. I know that. Before any other person knows that you're talented, you must believe in yourself. And I so believe in myself, and I'm going to represent this land together with my friends. I'm not going alone. Thank you so much.
It was almost being taken. My name is Jimmy Hasasha. I am the General Manager of Zion Microfinance. My director is actually the manager of Asta, MT Nkunga. Our mission as Zion Microfinance is to combat extreme poverty in the urban and the rural areas. And this is a mission that commensurates exactly with the Girls Rising mission. We believe that if we empower a girl child, we are actually empowering the whole nation. So in that direction, as Zion Microfinance, we decided that if we are to make a mark, let us also jump on the brain of Asta 95, and we promote this activity. So come December 7th, we will be there as a team from Zion Microfinance to support our own. I have not moved with the entire team. They are still working, but we are a huge team and we are party animals. Zion Microfinance is located on North Road Mall, opposite North Road Primary School, and we do lending. We give you finances at the quickest time possible. Some of you have seen my clients, and you've walked into Zion for the very first time and walked out on that very particular time with money, and you get shocked. But that is how we work. We manage time. We understand that it is important for people to access money, but we also believe that as they access the money, it is literally important to pay it back for continuity in the business. I want to welcome you again to Zion. If you are in need of financial assistance, we will be there to resolve and solve your problems. Congratulations, Asta, once again, and congratulations, the partners. You have done a tremendous job, I must say. This event is already a success before it even kicks.
Hallelujah!
Thank you very much, and have a good afternoon.
Amina, thank you so much.
I am Mugisu who grew up from a different area, so I will not be able to take you through in Rugisu because it might be too complex for us to understand. However, jokes aside, we are here for the main event. Definitely that is Girls Rising with Asta 95. It is my time to congratulate you before the main event, but I believe it's already successful. I do not want to go through the protocols, but I want to appreciate each and everyone. Whoever has taken time to be part of this presser, we want to thank you. As MTN, definitely we stand in to support the local talent, home-baked talent, and the skills. And it is something that we are not yet to drop. That is something that is going to grow. It is a relationship that has started that we have to see it grow. For us as MTN, we come in to simplify your lives. In terms of tickets, you just need to dial *165 *20 #OK, and you should be able to access your ticket. And then for those ones who have the MTN app, Momo app, you just go log in to your Momo app, and then you should be able to see buy ticket. You should be able as well to see. You should be able to see 7 December Thatch Gardens. If you cannot see it, you can as well. There is a search space where you can write Girls Rising. You should be able to see the event and access your ticket ahead of time. No one wants to be part of the long queue. We all know that very many people are going to attend this event. Please secure your ticket as early enough. It is your time. Let's support our people. No one is going to support our people if we do not support them. It is us to raise them as part of our community. Many thanks. I do not really want to say a lot. If I have already said maybe I would say I'm sorry, but I want to congratulate you once again, and also wish you a happy and a blessed event.
Thank you. Thank you so much.